Hey, artists, this is Mr. JancART. I'm just showing you guys here. This is my sketchbook back in April of 2020. I got a new sketchbook. It has kind of a real thick cardboard cover on it. You can see it's spiral bound. I'm a big believer in spiral bound because you can flip all the pages. So, what I did was I ended up painting a coat of white as a base color, and then you can see I've drawn all these animals on it and started design. And I'm filling in all of the animals using black and white. So um, this video encompasses about 20 to 30 hours of work, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend for every sketchbook you've ever bought. Sometimes you don't even mess with the cover. I just happened to buy one that I could paint on the cover, so I decided to do it to inspire you guys and also to inspire myself so that when I picked up my sketchbook, it had meaning, just even closed. I could look at it and be inspired. So I finished this sketchbook in June of 2020. So it took me a couple months to get done. Like I said, it's 20 to 30 hours. So let me explain a little bit what my design is, because I always tell you guys, do what's meaningful to you. So what I did was I sat down with my family and I asked them, if you were an animal, what animal would you be? And so each of us chose an animal, and I'm not going to tell you what who's who, but each of us picked an animal. And so I just drew each of those animals to represent each member of my family, except for the lion, which the lion actually represents Jesus, because in my family we love the Lord and we pursue Him, and He's the head of our household. So that's very meaningful to me. So I wanted to give Him a place of prominence as the lion. Scripture says that Jesus is called the Lion of the tribe of Judah, so that's why I made him a lion. So that's the significance for me. And just to go into a little bit of detail about the actual art, you can see here how I've used line was one of the elements of art. I've used line to create this kind of fake stained glass pattern. If you've ever seen stained glass, it's put together in pieces. So that's kind of what I did. I drew it that way. I just enjoy that. I enjoy the methodical nature of filling in all those little shapes, which some of you would drive you crazy, and that's fine. Um, so I've used line, I've used shape, I've used value. You can see how I'm using right now the gray values in black and white to show the differences between all the little sections. Lights and darks. You can see the dog that I was just working on is very dark, while the panda has dark sections and light sections. So that's all value has to do with. And then you'll see here in a minute, I'll start coloring the background with all kinds of different colors. The stained glass pattern also creates texture when you look at the whole cover together. There's a kind of a broken texture to it, which I find appealing. I hope you do too. Let's see, what else? The big thing I want to point out to you guys is that the reason that I chose to do the animals black and white was because as I'm started now, I'm doing the background in color. And what happens, contrast means difference. And so what happens is when I put color behind all those black and white animals, it makes the animals stand out from the background, and vice versa. It makes the background stand out from the animals. So it makes it really clear, and it just is appealing visually, kind of makes everything pop, which is what I wanted to do. So there's also emphasis going on here. You can see how I've taken that lighthouse, and the light beam is projecting that yellow light onto the lion, which I said before is an important aspect of the artwork, and it's kind of all surrounded with that yellow, so there's emphasis going on. So there's all kinds of elements of art and principles of design going on here that I wanted to just make examples of to show you guys. But I won't keep rambling on too much. But like I said, I wanted to inspire you guys. You know that I'm passionate about sketchbooks. If you don't know that yet, you will find out through class that is such a core part of art, as far as I'm concerned, artists have to have a sketchbook. It's just a place to express yourself and pour yourself out, and it's kind of like a journal. It's between you and your sketchbook. So I hope you're inspired as you watch this. I hope you enjoy it. Um, the last thing I'm going to say to you is we've got a lot of time at home right now, guys. I know there's a pandemic going on, and I want to encourage you to use your time wisely. Use your time to do art. Art is a wonderful thing. It's relaxing. It's hard. Um, Sometimes it'll drive you crazy, but you'll never get any better at it unless you spend the time doing it. So spend the time doing it. It is well worth it. I didn't learn that lesson until I was probably out of high school. I wasted so much time, and man, I want better for you guys. So use your time wisely and pour yourself into the things that you love and that are important. It's fine to watch Netflix and play video games, but that stuff's not that important. That's just for fun. It's a distraction, and treat it like a distraction. Limit yourself. It's a good thing. So you guys be blessed. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will talk to you later.